Hi, my name is Ana Sofia Alzate, and today I'm going to talk about the book Frankenstein. This book was written by Mary Shelley and it was first published in 1818. This book had a great impact on the society because the people of that time were not used to that kind of stories that talk about sensitive topics such as death, revenge, and many more. Also, the fact that the book was written by a woman caused even more controversy. I think that the thesis of the author is that, as I said before, the book talks about controversial topics, especially the subject of science, which at that time was a very rare to talk about it. And it also shows the creation of life in hands of a simple human, bringing with it many consequences. The protagonist wanted to do the work of God and ended up destroying his life completely until the day of his death. My thesis is similar to the author's, but I also think that this book taught us about how bad the thirst of revenge can be. This feeling only brings bad things in our life. We must leave it behind us before it's too late. Furthermore, we must not judge people by their appearances and we must get rid of prejudices. Now I'm going to make a short summary of the story. The story of the book starts when a man called Robert Walton goes to an expedition with a group of people to the North Pole. He is writing letters to his sister informing her about everything he's experiencing on that trip. One day, they suddenly got stuck in a block of ice, and in the distance they saw a strange giant that was riding a sledge pulled by dogs. They were very surprised, but they did not pay much attention to it. The next morning, they find a very thin and sick man. They offer him help, and he tells them his story. The name of this stranger man was Victor Frankenstein. He was a very intelligent man who dedicated his life to science. He had a well-known family in Geneva, Switzerland. Most of his childhood, he was an only child until his parents decided to adopt Elizabeth. A few years later, his mother gave birth to his younger brother. Victor, since he was very young, he was fascinated with science and everything related to it, and when he grew up, he decided to become a scientist. Victor was very curious. He always wanted to go beyond his own knowledge and he wanted to create something that nobody has ever done. One day, he decided to create a human being, but what he didn't know was that this decision was going to change his life forever. He creates a very tough creature with a very scary features and with a very deep voice. It wasn't a human, it was a monster. When Victor saw what he had created, he wanted to get rid of it, but he was not able to do it. As soon as this creature woke up, it ran away. The monster tried to integrate into the society. However, people began to reject him because of his appearance, causing him a great sadness and anger against his creator. The monster wanted to make Frankenstein's life unhappy. That's why he killed the people Victor loved the most in the world, including his young brother. The monster also killed Elizabeth, who had become Victor's wife. Also, he killed his lifelong friend, among others. All these actions caused Victor to feel destroyed and very angry. The monster, seeing that he had already accomplished his goal, he decided to leave Victor alone. But Victor didn't want to rest until he killed the monster and doubled everything he did to him. Since then, Victor has been chasing the monster around the world until reaching the North Pole where Robert found him. A few days after Victor told Robert his story, Victor dies. Later, the monster found out about Victor's death. He felt guilty of it. Unable to bear his pain, he decided to end with his life. In my personal opinion, I think that the book Frankenstein has a very good story. The author made a great job choosing the topics covered in the story, especially those related to revenge, sadness, and anger. These topics gave to the story a different plot, making it unique and attractive to the public. Additionally, I really like that the author showed us the two parts of the story. For example, in the part that Victor tells about how he had to live with the fear that the monster would attack him, they also tell about everything the monster had to go through. I found this very interesting because normally in stories they only give us a single perspective of things. Instead, this book shows us different ways of seeing things so that you can make your own conclusions and judgments about it. In conclusion, this book Frankenstein is fascinating. This book gives us a very good life lesson. It shows us that it's not good to let revenge and anger control our life, and it is not good to obsess with other things and try to play with things that are out of our hands, such as humans' life. You must read this book because it is a classic literary work which can bring a different perspective to people who think that Frankenstein is just a book about a bad monster. It also helps us to reflect in many issues that are evidenced in the book. Thank you for your attention and I hope you liked the video. Bye!